Hey, I did everything right this time. Go me. We're just gonna sit and Happy Canada Day. What up, though? Didn't Canadians burn down the White House in the War of 1812? I feel like I remember reading that someplace. We're gonna chill, a bit of a chin wag. Got a bunch of games that I want to talk about this evening, so hopefully that'll be good. You know, just really struggling to find like a topic for tonight, so we'll see what happens. Might as well take that off. There we go. Yeah, the old meme emporium involved. Oh God, yeah. Oh, suppose I ought to pull that up too. Jesus. Just pain. Dude, people were so mad about this meme. Yeah, people were kind of upset about the old BattleTech Gothic stuff. There was a really good one that I had. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, have you tried therapy? Woo. Okay, dude. Name like Finley, I'd have to go to therapy as well. Yeah, exactly. Like God, it's probably been so long now. I had it's the whole like, oh, number 2 game ordered in the United States, blah blah blah, and it's like, dude, there is a Grand Canyon-sized gulf between you and 40K that you will never breach. And to be perfectly honest with you, yeah, that ain't happening. So, man, I've been doing this for a while. This is one of my favorite Christmas images. I don't know why. That's how long this shit was ago. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about some see how that goes. We're just kind of waiting for more people to show up. At about 7:10, I'll start going through tabs. right, so we're going to get started. So first things first, I'd like to do a little bit of a, I think that, here, 1 second, the background BGM is really loud, sounds like it. There we go. So, I usually like to do a meme review. For some reason, I got a bee in my bonnet, and yeah, so Gavin, with the map scale stuff, that's meant to represent the dropship on a map. So you got to keep in mind that those hexes are 30 meters in diameter. So that's a standard BattleTech hex IRL dimension. So that's why it's so small. They've talked about doing like true scale, like drop ships and stuff like that. I just don't see at the pace they're doing stuff. I just don't see them doing that. So kind of weekend review here. We got off to a strong start with Sheep Detectives, which was a fun movie, and I liked it. My kids loved it. And then I decided to take a swing at BattleTech Gothic, and everybody was, there's a significant number of people that were upsetty spaghetti about this one. So, oh, here we go. 1 second here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what I touched. There we go. But yeah, I made this, and people were like, this one's gold. This one happened just like an hour ago. I remember when all I did was bitch about nothing, especially stuff that is not canon. I was real miserable back then, but therapy helped a lot to change my life for the better. Hint, hint. Nah, I'd win. I love how people are taking this meme game shit more seriously than me. I'm just like venting my brain, and people are like spazzing out over it. It's very amusing. Then we had the old GTA, not going to be physical, which is stupid. And then I posted this. You may be brave enough to hate the rich, but are you brave enough to hate the poor? Games Workshop. So, but yeah, everybody's just like, bro, we could just buy like a cheapo 3D FDM printer for that and just go to work. And of course, the weather has not been kind to, I don't think, anybody. It's like 98 degrees here in the old Enchanted Mitten. And then I've been playing a lot of Halo. I've been going through the Master Chief Collection. And this goddamn gun, it's like, oh, this is an assault rifle. Okay. Oh, Gavin, they've been talking about that stupid monster pack for Gothic since last year sometime. So yeah, so the critter pack, they had like a 3D print of one of the Gothic critters, and it's like, okay, that's weird. Why would you? Okay, so. And then I posted this. People were like, yes, the Dunce Hat Atlas is very, very ridiculous. So, and then again, just me like Mercs Magistracy of Canopus. And what's funny is there's this mental midget that keeps showing up on my page, and he's like, oh, Magistracy, I can't even say the goddamn word. Magistracy of Canopus, they're the Gooner faction, so you can't be upset when they have Gooner fans. And it's like, yeah, I can. Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here? So, but anyways, so that was kind of the meme roundup for this week. And so I've been thinking a lot about, like, a lot of the sci-fi settings that are out there, a lot of the tabletop games that are out there, they all kind of share like a common trait. It's like, it's grim dark, right? It's like, okay, so you've got Oh, Abram, yeah, probably. So, you know, it's something that I've had in my head, and I need to do something different because BattleTech isn't, it's like you eat enough red M&Ms on that after a little you want to have a green M&M, right? So, variety is the spice of life. I like pizza, but I'm not going to eat pizza 7 days a week because I would just get sick of it. So, I started looking at other game systems to kind of play around with, and the common theme was grimdark. Is grimdark fantasy? Is grimdark, science fiction? Grimdark science fantasy? Grimdark My Little Ponies? Grimdark this, grimdark that, and I'm just like, damn, this is yeah. BattleTech is like there's a lot of conflict. If you're on one of those worlds where conflict is happening, that sucks and life is gonna suck. But at the same time, it's not so like oppressively like, life is meaningless. You can still have an impact. Um, yeah, it's because that futurism exactly. So not that I'm implying that BattleTech is grim dark, but I'm just looking for more variety in my gaming diet. So I started digging, and this time with you guys. What I think I'm going to do is just kind of share stuff that I've come across and I really enjoy. So I hope you guys will enjoy it too. Um, so for example, we've got one of my first things that I ever thought about when making these things is Black Powder Red Earth, which is a great comic book series written by John Chang. Incredible artwork. They have a turn-based like little tactics game that you play on your iPad. If you have an iPad, it's also on Steam for like $20. Um, this is all by Echelon Software. It's fantastic. The graphic novels, the art style, striking. It's interesting. The story is amazing. If you are any sort of modern, military thriller type guy, this is where it's at. And then the 28 mil game is actually amazing as well. Now, I'm going to show you guys some other stuff that they have. Now, I know the first thing you guys are going to say is those prices are eye-watering. Based. So the reason why a lot of these prices are extremely high is because there is no China in the pipeline. There is absolutely friggin' none. Everything is US-based materials, US-based everything. So it is just an incredible, setting. The miniatures are incredible. The game rules are amazing. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Share screen. There we go. Share this. So here we go. So we're going to share this tab. So this is what they call the complete package. Now that's a big number. I'm not going to front and say $345 is not a big number. That's a huge number. But for getting American made, 100% American made, the quality of the components is unmatched. It is incredible. I forgot to. Okay, so here we go. So, anyways, this is the complete target package. This is basically your 2-player starter set, right? So that's a big number. Not going to front like it's not, right? But everything is made in the USA with US materials. No China in the pipeline whatsoever, right? And the miniatures are just breathtaking. So you've got two kind of like sides to this. You've got the Crisis Troops Scorch, and they're PMCs. They're a US based PMC, and they're doing US PMC bullshit, right? So just incredible miniatures. Great sculpts, I've actually a long time ago. I did a stream on my Facebook, and I unboxed these guys, and they're just incredible. So, uh, if you're looking to like, if you like, for example, we were looking at earlier this week on my Facebook page the pre-painted GW terrain set that was $340. You get a whole ass game for this, made in the U.S., supporting a small creator. So and then you get the quote unquote the bad. Well, they are the bad guys. These guys, there's nothing redeeming about them. So you get the uh, basically these Chinese mercenaries that are helping these guys that have suicide vests. So they're real diehard, you know, Middle East, North Africa types that are trying to destabilize the government that the U.S. PMC is trying to stabilize. So again, incredible miniatures, incredible attention to weapon detail, just a fantastic set of miniatures for a pretty big price, but at the same time, made in the U.S. No, yeah, yeah. This Shadowrun's I blame Shadowrun for a lot of BattleTech's current ills because we got Rim Alternus, their social media check from Shadowrun, and then as a direct result of that, we also got Brian Young and Russell Zimmerman writing for BattleTech, bringing their cyberpunk dystopic bullshit into BattleTech, which is like that's unpleasant. I don't like this. This makes my brain hurt. But if you're looking for a great game made in the U.S. by a U.S. company, you can actually go jump on their Patreon and pay them. I think it's $15 a month, or you can just pay for 1 month and like download all the stuff you need because it gives you all the books, it gives you all the rule books, it gives you all the cards, it gives you everything. I find the lack of Black Powder's G3A3 disturbing. Take it up with if you go on Black Powder Red Earth's Facebook group, the creator John Chang, he's always on there. You can say, hey man, I got a question. Why does this look like that? He'll answer you, and as long as you're not a dick about it, he's pretty chill dude. He actually hooked me up with one of these sets a long time ago because he was like, yo, so I sent him a proposal. I'm like, hey, I want to do unboxing or review of your stuff. And he was like, okay, well, we're not really looking for stuff. And I said, well, I'm looking for a new game to promote because I got kicked off the Catalyst Game Lab's Kickstarter for BattleTech for calling them out on their use of Chinese labor. And he was like, bet. So let me hook you up, dog. So John's a capital guy. I really like him. He's a chill dude. So but yeah, Black Powder Red Earth, an incredible game. The models have literally 2 stats. It's speed, or I think 3 stats. It's speed, getting wounded, and firing back at people. Like that's it. You have 3 things you need to worry about on a stat card, and then you have certain special abilities. You can call in drone strikes. There's a hand of cards that you can play. It's really incredible. I love this game. I will never not recommend it, despite the very high price point, the admittedly high price point. Also by the same guy. If you're looking for something a little more sci-fi, a little bit more far future, is you have Near Present, which takes place in 2046. Basically, a asteroid full of rare earth, heavy metals and rare earth metals, is coming towards the United States, is coming towards planet Earth, and everybody is like, we should probably not screw with this and just let this crash into the go by because it'll just pass us by. And then China is like, nah, I'd win. So they pull this meteor down into basically the Pacific Ocean, and they create this giant semi-permanent storm system. And as this is happening, the U.S. and China, they have, they have like a 48-hour war where they exhaust basically all their missile reserves on one another and are reduced to doing these small biting attacks via special forces and, kind of PMCs. Again, bringing back the PMCs thing. So the graphic novels, this is going to be a 3-part limited series, which I am really interested in. There is the Conflict Bible, which is gives you pretty 72-hour war. I'm sorry. So extremely great scenario to find yourself fighting these combats in. The art is again that incredible black powder red earth style. It's USN PNLAN forces using surrogate PMCs backed by their respective governments. It's incredible. The setup for it is unfortunately something that's outside of the giant asteroid crashing into Earth. It's a very real okay, this is a thing that could happen. And then the 28mm war game, you can get it on Patreon, and a hard copy is coming in September. The miniatures are again the same fantastic detail and attention to scope and scale that they have with the black powder red earth stuff. This is the guys from Anchorage, the Anchorage multi-function team. It's a multi-function response team. So it's 12 guys for $60. Again, all US made, with no China in the pipeline. Absolutely incredible. I just love these miniatures. They are so characterful. They have such a high attention to detail. They just look amazing. Really love what they've done with that. And then you've got, the Hanku multi-function response team. Again, 12 figures. And you get, again, these incredible looking miniatures with the disturbing kind of spider-like headgear attached to them that probably does all their threat displays and whatnot. It just looks amazing. Again, incredible attention to detail, hand placement, weapon size, everything's in scale. Nothing looks like it's out of scale. All the wires are where they should be. Just chef's kiss. Really love what they've done, what he's done with these miniatures. And then, of course, you get they're called CCTs, Collaborative Combat Troops. They're basically mechs. And I have a copy of the near-present rule book, and they handle them in a very interesting way. So it's almost like a BattleTech hit location where, okay, I hit, but where do I hit? And do I hit their backpack? Do I hit their gun? Do I hit their shield? What happens here? So it's just incredible. $30 for this. So if you want to, you can, if you're feeling froggy, you can get the core rules on their Patreon for $15, and then get this and get whatever elements, and you're out the door $95 plus whatever shipping. So that's you really can't do much better than that. It's quite incredible. And then again, you have the Chinese version, which is just, I love that these don't look like just armored dudes. They look like these very strange foreign inhuman looking things that's okay, there's not a person in here. They're just creepy. So if you guys are really into this, I would love for you guys to check out this, especially if you're looking for something that's near future but not so far in the future that people are shooting at each other with laser guns. That's where I would go. It's an incredible setting. It's an incredible game system. It's based off of the Black Powder Red Earth system. It's fantastic. So again, highly recommended. So if you're looking to diversify your hobby diet, if you will, that's the first place I would look. Next is a game that I've always been kind of interested in, but I've been too kind of cowardly to take the plunge, and it's In country. Now, I don't know if in country and the folks that run Blackout are the tabletop game Blackout um, are the same company, but I have a lot of suspicions that they are, because the core rules are fairly close together as far as I can see. The dynamic and how things are done and how the rule books are laid out, they're very, 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 very similar. So I would not be surprised if this studio, which is Echo Dark Studios. So they actually do in country, or so INX country.com. They mostly focus on kind of like their own kind of like proprietary setting, where it's like, kind of these different PMCs and, kind of insurgent groups. But everybody's using, like, as far as I can tell, real life equipment, that kind of thing. So it's actually really cool. There is, so you have Blackthorn, and these are kind of I believe these are, Abram, I'm going to get to War Games Atlantic, because a lot of these, like, specifically, like, in country, War Games Atlantic has 2 great sets that you can use for those, because they have some really great sets that actually would work wonders. They actually have quite a few different sets that would work wonders for this. So, going back to, so you have various different, kind of representation of, like, the nations and stuff like that. They look fantastic. Really cool figures. The rules are pretty slick. It's all about fire, maneuver. It's very much not like a Warhammer 40K game or something where you're just mashing big groups of figures together. So, and again, if you got a friend and you're like, hey, I want to do my own thing, okay, cool. I can buy, this faction, I like the look. We'll get them, we'll get it. Or better yet, their starter set is actually really good as well. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Get started. Here we go. So the 2-player starter set is actually really cool. Now, here's the thing. I've seen these tokens before, and they also appear in Blackout, which we'll cover next, because and so that's why I'm like, are these 2 games the same people? But as far as I can tell, they are not, or at least not obviously. They may be, I don't know. But yeah, the 2-player starter set is $150. Again, cards, tokens, figures, all US, as far as I can tell, US made, US owned stuff. So I'm digging this. There probably is some Chinesium in the pipeline there. March was also designed and written the SLs, also by Golden Dragon Gaming. I have a confession to make. I don't like Diesel Punk. I don't know why. I don't know why that's a hang up that I have. I'm just not a fan of that art style or the aesthetic. Like, I can acknowledge it looks really cool, but for some reason, it's one of the primary reasons why I didn't take a shine initially to Trench Crusade, in addition to the just general, like, bleak nature of the art. Incredible though it is, it's just like, oh, okay, this is another Diesel Punk World War I setting. Okay, cool. That's kind of why I'm not on the Conflict 47 hype, which is the kind of the Diesel Punk, Ray Punk version of bolt action that Warlord Games is putting out. I just don't care for it. I don't know why. It's like I think of a good analogy. Like sushi. Some people really, really like sushi, and some people just don't like sushi. I'm not one of those people that I'm one of those people that doesn't like sushi. I don't know why. So, but yeah. So going back to In Country by Echo Dog Studios, these look incredible. The rules actually look really good as well. So let's see. Shoot this 10 instead. So this is the rule book. You get it free online, which I think big thumbs up. That's a fantastic feature. The fact that you're so confident in your game, you're just like, here's the rules. You know, we trust you that if you as soon as you read these, we're so confident in our product that you're going to buy our miniatures, even if you don't need them, even if our miniatures are miniature agnostic. So you get the weapons profile, all this various different stuff. It's incredibly well laid out and easy to read and easy to follow. It gives you all the special rules and, all the different, stats for weapons and whatnot, doing scenarios. Paul Balling, Space Weirdos. I've heard good things about both of those games. I've never played either one of them, but they look really good. And I think the main thing with miniature agnostic game is you kind of have to have a group that is dedicated to like, okay, yeah, we're not going to be dicks and use different miniatures from different manufacturers. We're all going to, or even if you do, it's like you're going to make an effort to make sure they all kind of look the same, right? They're not going to be like, you're not going to have one guy that's like true 28 mil, and you're going to have a guy that's like 32 mil. It just doesn't make any sense. So again, I really like these. I really like these rules. Having read through them quite a little bit today. I'm going to do a deeper dive on my own personal time. But if you've got an itch for this kind of game, go for it, man. Because the rules, I really like. Everything about this, screams high quality. So, and of course they have a lot of legacy print on demand stuff. Like, look at this. They got, contractors in Africa. They've got, militia. They've got Kuds. They've got SOG. They got the VC. The trees are speaking Vietnamese again. Operators from the 90s. Guys in gas masks. Yeah, rule number 1: don't be a jerk. It's really that easy. But these are all print on demand stuff. You just buy them and they'll send them to you. It's incredible. The miniatures look incredible too. Like, it's not like we'll get to the War Games Atlantic stuff, but like these just miniatures look incredible. Like the fact that it's like, yeah, here are the rules, buy our miniatures if you want, and then they give you this smorgasbord of like absolutely gorgeous figures, and of course they have like a dozen different ways you can play as well, right? There's kind of a subversion of it called, Escape from In Country, which is kind of a play on Escape from Tarkov. They have really cool terrain. They have the oil rig. They have a shanty town. They've got, just merch STLs. So if you're a 3D printer, you buy the STLs. And you can just pound out as many as you want. That's fine. It's like, that's incredible. GW, Games Workshop would never. So I really like In Country. Now, the other conspiracy theory that I have is that them and the guys that run Blackout, this it's a again 28 mil skirmish game. It's set in like 100 years from now or something on a planet. It's pretty hard sci-fi. It's not like there's no, occasionally you'll get like a rapid fire Gauss, machine gun, that kind of thing, but it's fairly hard sci-fi. It's not a whole lot of like, oh, Jimmy Bob, of the left, he broke out his laser gun and went pew pew, and it's like, no, that ain't it. Now, I pulled this up because, again, the rules are free, which is like, that's incredible. The rules are free. Yeah, 2110. So you can just go through this, and again, the cards, the layout is really the same as in country. So I wonder if there's got to be some sort of relationship between those two companies, but I can't confirm that or deny it actually. So again, the rules are not very long. There's 20, yeah, like 22 pages of rules, and that's it. It's like, oh, so you mean I don't have to read a fucking novel just to figure out how to move? That's incredible. So again, the starter set for this is actually a really good deal. $120 for 2 teams, and all the rule stuff, acrylic counters, which I'm beginning to be a big fan of acrylic counters. The D10 system, so it gets you started with 3D10, because if you're a wargamer, who the hell uses a D10 anymore? Rule sheet, cards for the particular miniatures. You get some guys from the United Nations. Yes, that UN, the blue helmet guys, United Nations. Boo! Boo, UN. Anyways, and then you have just kind of mercenaries. And again, these look incredible. The poses are natural. Nobody's doing anything out of control. The robots are called dusters. They don't look like, there's not a human crammed into this thing. They're just creepy looking. They're very, they're only vaguely humanoid in the most, loose way. So I really, again, the aesthetics of this game is really cool. I don't think I like it better than like kind of the hard mill stuff of In Country or Black Powder Red Earth or even Near Present. I think I prefer those more, but at the same time, like, these miniatures just look incredible. Look at these. Look at the amount of detail. And apparently you can either buy them multi-pose in multi-parts, or you can just say, give me a cast resin, single solid cast resin. So all you need to do is clean it up and jam it on a base, and that's an incredible option. And there's not just these two teams, so it's very much a multipolar conflict. They're constantly adding stuff to the game. You get these guys, which are called Manticore. These are kind of vaguely Slavic dudes with really sick armor and helmets. I mean, look at this. Look at that future AK thing. This guy with his, looks like a drum mag. Just the aesthetics of these guys are incredible. And like, when I first saw these guys, I was like, ooh, it's gonna be hard to resist, because they are incredible looking. So, and fun fact, you can get this from Ares Games and Miniatures. Not sponsored, totally not sponsored. But you can get these from Ares Games and Miniatures for a song. This team he's got out of stock right now, but it's available on their website. And again, this whole team of guys is like $60. So even the starter kit is like $120. And all you need is like a 2x2 or up to a 4x4 table, depending on how big it is. Which is like, okay, that's fine. And then the terrain, it's funny, the most expensive thing they have is the giant MDF terrain set, which basically is for the watching commit genocide and crimes against humanity. The answer on this planet called Abol, ABOL, this colonized planet that they're on, the answer to who's committing war crimes, everybody. Like these guys are kind of like the Black Pact. They're gee, what faction does this look like if we were to look at, modern day Earth? I wonder, what's guys wearing, vaguely Middle Eastern clothes that poison water supplies. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. But all these factions look incredible. The dusters also look amazing. because again, they are they just look incredible. You know, there's like, yeah, there's not a human in there. At least I don't believe so. Not from what I've read through the rules and at least some of the fiction so far. There's not a human in here. This is a giant robot. So it just gives that inhuman, kind of creepy, look, because you can tell that this is not of human make, so, or this is not, there's no human presence in that. So it's incredible looking stuff. Yeah, this is, they have Dune buggy. So if you want a Dune buggy, you can get a Dune buggy. So yeah, this is, and so yeah, I'm big looking at Blackout. Like, it's really going to be a hard pull for me to resist this. And they also generate or donate 10% of their sales towards help prevent veteran suicide. So, and it's also an American-owned company. So hats off to them. They're doing good work. I really like the idea of this game. I'm not sold on the setting quite yet. I need to read more about the setting itself. But yeah, I'm again, something you guys should take a look at and check out Aries Games and Miniatures if you guys are interested in looking at it, because he carries, I believe, most of the line. Then moving on to another company called Blackside Studios. These guys are crazy. These guys will throw anything and everything at the wall. Look how many games they make. And they're mostly supported by 3D printing. So you buy the STLs and you just 3D print your stuff and you're good to go. This is probably their most well-known one, called Don't Look Back, which is a horror miniatures game. So it's like you're a slasher. You're like taking part in like a slasher movie, right? So everything comes in like this really neat little, retro VHS cassette tape looking thing. So have unit cards and, kind of dictating how models react. I believe it's a co-op game, so there's not necessarily like a, yeah. Always hunt the blueberries. Yeah. But yeah, Don't Look Back is I've seen this game a couple of times. It's really incredible. It's got, again, super small tabletop footprint. Some hero character miniatures for 6. It looks really good. Oh, Abram, are you talking about Cyberpunk Combat Zone? I was actually thinking about bringing that out, taking a look at that, because that game actually looks. I've read the rulebook a couple of times, and I kind of like the vibe of its mechanic, but I can't make an objective judgment on it because I've never played it. But I might play it, and might be ass. So, but yeah, this is a neat little game. If you're an 80s horror buff, or just a horror buff in general, or just want good fun co-op game to. Hey, don't worry, man. You're all good. We're just going through. We're going through just alternative tabletop games, because I was having a moment, and I'm like, I've been with BattleTech for a really long time, pretty much since I was a kid, kind of drifting in and out of the space. But now I'm like, JCI IC8RU. That's I will do that tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be reading The Ghost of Tim Cavici some more. I'm actually going to be reading like 3 chapters of the clip, because at this pace that I'm doing it, this book is horrendous. So you will get your elephant. So, but yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Abram. that's why I'm like, man, I'm really not into like the cyberpunk thing right now because there's just too much stuff going on with different manufacturers. So, but hello? Huh, that was weird. My headset decided to disconnect for some reason. Oh well. But yeah, if you're into a good co-op game, this is kind of where where it's at. Blacksite Studios, again, it's a US based company. Really neat stuff. So yeah, yeah. I don't know why my headset just decided to like reconnect, but yeah. So Blacksite Studios, if you're into this kind of thing, that's a really fun game to take a look at. And then this one is Spectre Miniatures, and again, they have just a shitload of games that they do. They do a cosmic horror game, so a Cthulhu game. They have kind of a miniatures agnostic, era agnostic rule set, which is like what? So they have a lot of different stuff that they can do, but mostly their big get is Spectre Operations, which is doing covert actions, doing doing operator shit basically. And it seems like it's a lot more dense. I haven't read these rules. I don't have a copy of these, but they seem really, really, really cool. So I would probably give this a look if you guys are also interested in this kind of thing. And again, starter set, $120, $130 basically, and it's two pretty good kill teams with some resin terrain. And again, the footprint to actually play a game is not that big, so it's just looks great. So yeah, no, since I don't know that much about the rules, I can't speak to their quality, but this is something that I've always had my eye on too, and again, just looks incredible. Again, a D10 system. I feel like D10 systems are the way to go for a game such as this. Again, the miniatures look incredible. They're incredibly detailed. Just incredible looking figures, well detailed, carrying all sorts of crazy guns and rockets and whatnot. So I really like this. This is really cool. Cool vibe to it. So moving on swiftly, this kind of came up out of nowhere. It's called Ember Obsidian Protocol, and it's a company out in the Middle Kingdom, China. And the starter set is only like $90 US, and it's basically it's Armored Core. It's Armored Core the game. So you get shut up, JC. I've actually been a good boy. I think the only thing I sold off recently was Halo Flashpoint, and that was because I had some bills come up. So yeah. Anywho, but yeah, this was a weird one that kind of came out of nowhere, and it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. Shut up, JC. But yeah, for oh wow, so this is okay, so that you can't even pre-order this anymore. They completely shut the pre-orders off for this, so it's shipping right now. So that's crazy. But basically, it's a like I said, it's like an Armored Core game. So there was another guy that actually got like a preview copy of it from this company, and each one of these cards represents like a weapon that you can put on, like weapons, legs, power packs, armor, etc. And it's all magnetized. Like they included a little magnet with all your stuff, and you can do all sorts of crazy crap with it. So yeah, so this is like he showed off the sprues, and it was like this box was basically solidly filled with sprues. It's actually really interesting. So this came up just randomly in my YouTube algorithm, and I'm like, oh, okay. Even if you don't use these miniatures for their intended purpose, they still look incredible. So I don't know. We'll see what these goes. Apparently, this was stuck in Kickstarter hell for a really long time. Um, Again, the same guy that was doing this unboxing, he did quite an incredible job of kind of talking about how the game went from crisis to crisis, and now it's finally coming out, and it looks really cool. So especially if you're an Armored Core type dude, um, which I'm not, but I find the aesthetic intriguing. It's very hard, not hard sci-fi. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like a real robot. That's the term I was looking for. It's very gritty, real robot looking type thing. So again, just looks incredible. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, see if anything materializes. Again, the rules are online. That's kind of the rules translation feels a little bit inorganic at places. It just feels like somebody like rammed it forcibly through Chat GPT, and then like went through, copy and pasted the output and put it into the PDF of the rules document, and just like tried to clean it up to make it make sense. And they did kind of a good job. So, but yeah. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That's gonna be interesting. And then kind of going into different games that aren't modern or sci-fi. It's historical games. I really like this system. It's called Pillage, Ransack the Dark Age. It's from a Guillaume Rousselot. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's been about 20 years since I've taken French. And it was translated from French because this rule set was available in French for a long time. But you can kind of tell with, again, some of the translations, it was really well done in a lot of places, but it was kind of awkward. So you have this beautiful forward. The art, as you can see, the art in this book is just incredible. Again, miniature agnostic. They're partnered with Victrix Miniatures, and Victrix Miniatures makes just absolutely incredible medieval, miniatures for this game. And it kind of gives you the setup, like the who, what, when, where, and why, all the the big players and whatnot, and timeline of events. So it does a really good job of like setting the table for you as a player who is new to Great Helm. I've heard one of my friends is getting into Great Helm, and I think actually this game right here is actually a good. It's funny you bring up Great Helm, because there's another game that's by War Games Atlantic that I'm going to bring. Well, it's not by War Games; it's published by War Games Atlantic, or in conjunction with them. That the guy that created Great Helm. He was using their miniatures for Baron's War. So we'll get to that here in a sec. So you have this kind of a layout of like what an early medieval warrior would look like. Really? A mix of Warcry and Infinity. Interesting. So early medieval warrior kind of gives you like, this is what a basic dude would look like if he was fighting. And it does so much that I think rule books nowadays fail to do, which is, hey, this is what you'll need. This is a visual representation of what you need. This is a very, this beautiful layout for a game. So it just does an incredible job with that, and it also does a really good job walking you through how to play the game. Now, the core rules of itself, I started to read them, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is Middle Earth strategy battle game in the Middle Ages, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing, because I love the Middle-earth strategy battle miniature game. Like, that is, for me, that is like top of Everest for, gameplay for Games Workshop, because it's easy to get to grips with, easy to play, fun to play, but it's difficult to master. And I think that game is incredible. So, moving right along. So, great visuals, great examples. Like I said, some of the examples are a little bit off, and some of the text is a little bit funky, just because the translation from French to English. But I think the French to English translation was done by actual human beings. So I'm going to give them some leeway. That's funny. So, yeah, and it's really simple. These are, zoom in here. These are your guys. So you get unarmored warriors, semi-armored warriors, full armored warriors. So unarmored warrior is just a dude. He rolled out of bed and grabbed his sword or his axe, and he's showed up to a fight. So he moves pretty quick. And you can see cavalry, it's really kind of regardless of the armor class, unless they're fully armored. Semi-armor is either a guy with, some type of body armor and no shield, or no body armor and the helmet and a shield. And then fully armor is guys wearing chainmail, full chainmail halberds with shields. So those guys are fully armored. So these guys are actually quite incredible. This rule set is quite incredible. It's really, again, easy to get to grips with. Really difficult to master. I really like these rules. If you have any kind of a passing interest in this time period, I know there's a lot of different games that people can choose. Saga is very popular. What's the other one? I'm drawing a blank. Saga. This is out there. The third one escapes me, but yeah, Saga and this one are kind of the big dogs, or Saga at least is kind of the big dog that you go to when you start to. Raven's Feast. Yeah, it was Raven's Feast by Little Boars TV. Raven's Feast is again an incredible rule set if you have an interest in this particular time period. You can download their stuff for free. Completely miniatures agnostic. Just mint. So this is it's an incredibly well laid out book. It's a beautiful book. The examples are great. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. And the way Army Comp works and the way the command and the scenarios work are really great, because it really is a skirmish game. What are the Knights' pronouns? There's probably like, what's a pronoun? I'm illiterate. That's probably what the pronouns would be. It's like, I don't know what a pronoun is. I'm illiterate. All I do is stab people with a sword. So, but yeah, fire damage. Like, who does this in a game where you can actually, as part of a raid, you pick up objects and you try to carry them back to the longboat, or you try to set fires, or you're interacting with the table, you're interacting with the objectives. You're not just some dickhead that's like, here's this very important speck on the ground. Yeah, I don't know what pronoun is. I work for a living, but like it's like these guys aren't like pointing at the ground. It's like, take this thing. And it's like, but why? Because this is going to be our dirt. Once you stand there until there's no bad guys left, and then it will be, instead of being their dirt, it will be our dirt. So it actually gives you, like, you can steal chickens, you can steal loot, you can do all this stuff. Like, the amount of incredible interactivity that the game gives you, other than like directly bashing people's heads in, is just great. So I really like this rule set. And again, Raven's Feast is another really good rule set, because it gives you the ability to actually like customize your figures and do whatever you want with them. It has a great list of like special equipment, warhounds. Like, who does that? Who does that? Who has warhounds? And pack masters and, you know, attack dogs, and how a shield wall works and how that interplay works, and just everything. Just an incredible weather. It's got weather rules. Just an incredible system. I really like it. So, and then speaking of War Games Atlantic, you have Baron's War. Now, I am not of the Commonwealth. 250 years free. Let's go, baby. So this is, whoop, there we go, got hung up. This is The Baron's War by Andy Hobday. Andy Hobday, again, is an incredible author who does really good work. Anything you've ever read from him. You know, again, miniatures agnostic, but again, they've partnered with War Games Atlantic to make a really incredible bespoke line of figures and whatnot that are just great. There's no other way to frame it. It's well realized, incredible, just a great miniatures, and the system is really cool. It has a lot of again, back and forth. It's not like, okay, I move all my stuff, you move all your stuff, or, you know, I move all my stuff, I shoot all my stuff. It's not an I go, you go thing. It's that interleaved turn sequence, which I think, in my opinion, should be the standard for modern tabletop war games. It really should. I should not be having to wait for my opponent to do stuff to me to respond to what they're doing in a tactical war game. Like, I think that's just good sense. Like, I think if Warhammer 40K, like, if they just ditched all this command point bullshit and changed to like a alternating turn activation, that game would be incredible. It would be unstoppable how incredible that game would be. But instead, they've decided to put a bandage over the sucking chest wound and just say, oh, look, you have command points, and now you only get a certain allowance of stuff. And it's like, they're doing baby's first war game command friction, which is like, no, it's not how you do that. That's a really shitty way to do command friction. It's like, well, you know, you have the, you know, the morale phase, and it's like, come on, dude. I'm just rolling to see how many guys run off. Like, stop. It's not impeding my ability to do stuff with my figures. It's just telling me, after you shoot me, how many more guys I lose as a penalty for losing guys that I get shot at. Like, stop playing with my emotions. So, again, an incredible rule set, incredibly detailed. Again, the matrix of how these guys all work is fairly even. You know, as you can see, the main thing that changes about these guys is not their armor, it's their morale and their weaponry, or like how skilled they are. So obviously, if you're green, again, D10 system, again, thumbs up, double thumbs up, D10 system for that. And it's like, and how many actions they get. I believe that's actions. Yeah. So the main difference is how frequently or how well they hit people and how brave they are. Everything else is fairly like standard. Like, yeah, a green dude can kill a veteran if he gets lucky with that fucking, you know, pitchfork, which I really like. So, and again, this is a time period I don't know very much about, much to my shame and chagrin. It doesn't really tell you that much. At least it's been a while since I've looked at this rule book. But each unit is grouped into a group of figures, so they kind of act like a mob of dudes, as opposed to like an individual figures going out and doing stuff. So. And it does a really clear job of like movement. What kind of things can I do with movement? What kind of movement actions can I take? You know, what's my command coherency? You know, all this stuff. For a second, Harry from Cold Dead Hands, 40K was a place I fit nerds' blood for their nerddom. Oh, dude, don't even. Yeah, these people that are currently polluting the tabletop wargame space like Brian Young who are just like, well, somebody was mean to me one time, so that's my trauma, and that's what I'm carrying, and and it's like, no, dude. Oh yeah, exactly. Well, like I was a nerd. I was a nerd in middle school and high school. Like up until middle school, I would bring, you know, I would bring a full. I remember I brought one of the first technical readouts for BattleTech that I ever owned. It was TRO 3058, the one with that was painted with the cover by Doug Chafee with the bushwhacker chasing the infantrymen on like kind of a red oxide dirt planet. I had that one, and I would bring it and I would read it at lunchtime, and I'd show it off to my friends at lunchtime, and I would also do it during homeroom. And my friends were nerds too, so they were down with it. But high school and middle school are not full of fond memories for me as far as people treating me like trash, because I was a nerd. So when people are like, first time I said Striker Source Book, yeah, let's go, let's fucking go. That book was beautiful because it had the color plates with the totally inaccurate looking 3D models, 3D wireframe models for that game. That was incredible. Yeah. So, yeah, it just this again, going back to Baron's War. This is a great looking game. Oh, hey, speaking of Canada, Heavy Gear Blitz. This is a really fun mecha game as well. This is very much school band cyberpunk because of the guns. But Heavy Gear Blitz is, again, a great rule set. Again, you can download the rules for free on Drive-Thru RPG. It's not very rules dense. It's 37 pages of rule. I'm sorry. If you want to include the part where it reads, your weapon profile in the hobby section, it's 60 pages, 61 pages, and then it gives you, the army building and how school band cyberpunk because band. Oh, okay. I was like, your school band was cyberpunk? That's awesome. But anywho, so this is a game that really functions on the new Gundam game. I keep forgetting that's coming in. It's like they're doing a shit job of promoting it here in the States because they just haven't been talking about it, which is like, I guess that's a way to do it. So I'm not sure if they know this or I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, anyways, hey, Samika. So we got the rules for Heavy Gear Blitz, and Heavy Gear Blitz is, again, a really good game because even though the Heavy Gears, these things are kind of like, and it takes the dynamic of a mecha game where like the mechs are like the top dog and kind of makes them actually like middle rung on the ladder. Like VTOLs are really scary. Infantry is really threatening. Tanks will fuck you up. They will ruin your day. You have to dedicate a lot of time and coordination and firepower towards destroying tanks in this game because tanks are that much of a threat. Which I think is a great dynamic because in BattleTech it's like, oh, a hover tank. Lol, I'm just gonna treat this like an air hockey puck, and you just kick it across the battlefield, right? You kick it once and it dies, right? In this game, if you see a hover like a hover tank, you're in bad shit. It's a bad day. You gotta kill that thing fast. And the main thing about this So it's funny, there's a billion suns. Mike Hutchison, Space CEO Warfare. We're going to V2 this year as well. Nice, interesting. But this is the way this game works. It's the way it introduces. It's kind of an interleaved turn sequence. So you have like a group of miniatures that can kind of move wherever they want. So you buy them by they're calling combat groups. So you buy them by the group, kind of within certain army building lists, army building restrictions, and then based on what's in that unit or what that group is supposed to do, you get an objective. So if it's a recon group, you got to go scan a thing. If it's like a strike group, you got to go kill a thing. If it's, so you have these things where your objectives are dynamic to what's in your list. So you can tailor something to be good at certain things in your list and really go after certain objectives. And of course, that's where, you kind of butt heads with the enemy's team. It's like, well, we want to scan stuff and we want to, assassinate stuff and we want to hold territory. So that's where you get like the really interesting encounters in the game. The special rules are really not hard to get to grips with. The big thing with this game, and I think that Battletech can learn a lot from, is electronic warfare and the way that coordination is done. So like in Battletech, it's like, oh, you have to like tag somebody. So you have to go, like, if you have like a locust or like a Oscout or something, hey, go tag this thing so my arrow 4 can land on it. So you go tag the thing and the arrow 4 just happens. So with this, you basically say, okay, I'm going to have my strike gear like this iguana here, right? He's going to go run up. He's going to lay somebody for target designation. Then you have to relay that information back to the shooter. The shooter then, fires, and this all can be blocked by electronic warfare. So it's like, okay, this guy, the Raven, he says, okay, I don't want that order to happen. So it will go, okay, I'm going to take an E-War test to try to prevent that from happening. And then, that uses up my ability to react to stuff later down the turn. So it's actually really, really good. And it introduces a lot of back and forth, especially with ECM and ECN defense. This is probably one of the best things I like about it. And also the way that even though every model in the unit can go off and do its own thing, you get actively rewarded for being closer to the guy that's in charge of your combat group. So again, free rules. The miniatures are really good. They're you can buy them here in the United States, depending on where you're at, depending on who's carrying it. The stat lines look a little bit intimidating, but the thing to keep in mind that like a heavy autocannon for these guys is identical to a heavy autocannon for the Southern, troops, which is identical to, so it's a lot like Battletech in that respect, where it's like an AC-10 is an AC-10 no matter what battle mech you stick it on, right? So I really like this rule set. It's really good. The command aspect of it and actually getting stuff to coordinate well is really incredible. Highly recommend this. Again, the rules are free on Drive-Thru RPG. That's what it was. So high recommendation. And then talking about, just kind of talking about briefly miniature agnostic games. Big proponent of War Games Atlantic because it's, again, a US-based company, and they make some incredible miniatures that are really modular. So like all these arms can, generally speaking, fit on all these bodies, and they have a separate weapons frame, and just the amount of shit you get in their boxes is breathtaking. Like, it's really, really, really shocking how much stuff you get. And the good thing about that is that you can blend them with these guys, which are they're kind of generic operators. Now, the only thing I have a problem with is that, like, obviously these strike me as kind of like Western, operators, right? Western military guys. why the fuck do they have so much Soviet weaponry? It's very strange. Like, that's, what is that, a PKM? Yeah, it's like a PKM, or what is this guy? This guy has a Dragunov. This guy, what is that, a G3? I don't know. In addition to the weapons being kind of that heroic scale, which is kind of jarring compared to the list of the other miniature manufacturers that we looked at the beginning of the stream, like Black Powder Red Earth, Near Present, that kind of thing. So this is more a traditional, like, sized, heroically scaled miniature, so you can kind of see how versatile they are. Like, this guy got an AKM. Like, what are we doing? So I have hopes that they are going to bring out an Insurgents frame to kind of go along with this. They've said that they want to do that, but so far that hasn't materialized. So I don't know. That might just be something they put on the back burner. But these miniatures, you can blend these frames. This is kind of what everything you get on the frame. You can blend these frames with the Male Survivor set, which is just, basically dudes in street clothes. And I guess that's how you would get your Insurgents. But, like, I would bitch about the price, but it's 45. It's $45 for how many figures? 24 guys. So it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. But again, the amount of extra, like, stuff you get on the extra arms, pieces, heads, etc., that you get is pretty breathtaking. So and same thing with the operators, is you get, if you get this one only has 20 of them, and they're still kind of same price, which kind of chaps me a little bit. But at the same time, again, you get an incredible amount of variety in this box set. So if you're playing like Spectre operations, if you're playing, even playing like Black Powder Red Earth or in country, you can just use these guys. And I believe there's enough weapons. So, like, if you set aside all the NATO stuff and you set aside all the Warpack stuff, all the Com Block stuff, I'm pretty sure you can get kind of a uniform finish to your unit as far as like who's carrying what. And then you can also blend them with these guys, these kind of the secret agent, Men in Black type dudes. The not so subtle John Wick reference, which I actually really enjoy. Just guys in suits doing guy in suits things. They've got they got a briefcase, so these guys would really be good for objective markers if you were playing like Spectre operations or something like that. So again, Chris, just great miniatures agnostic, wargame agnostic figures that they make, and again, pretty incredible. Then we have, last but not least, we've got the Baron's War Range, which we talked about the rule set a little bit ago. And again, the starter set for this is incredible. It's $130 for the V2 rulebook. You get all the tokens. You get a box crammed full of dice and sprues. It's like wow, like it's quite incredible. So if you have a buddy, you can just split this, because it's supposed to be 2 500-point war bands. But if you don't have any friends or you don't like humans, you can just keep it for yourself, keep it for your damn self. So and they recently added let's see, they recently added like a brand new, like a single player like retinue box, as well as mounted command and stuff like that. So if you have the rules, maybe you have the rules on digital or whatever, or you just want to expand your army, you get these guys. So yeah, commanders on foot, commanders on horseback. They got a doggy. Hey, doggy. So hi, doggy. Again, if you're getting into medieval wargaming, like even if you're not like a Baron's War guy, you can get these miniatures and just be off to the races. They're incredible. They also brought up another supplement recently called King John, which takes you through like basically gives you all these different, special characters, if you will, as well as advanced rules and advanced, profiles and retinue profiles. So if you're a Baron's War player, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. Yeah. I did not kill her. I did not. So change to the basement to tell Raiders, or else it puts the lotion on skin, or else it gets the hose again. Oh, hey, yeah. Speaking of which, so since we're kind of done talking about the rules agnostic stuff in war games, let's dip back into BattleTech. And it's funny, we just made Silence of the Lambs reference, and it just now it's Pride Month's over. We're she a great big fat person. Yeah, exactly. He used to be a people person, but people ruined it. So we've got so for as crappy as Brian Young is as an author, I have to admire the amount, the speed at which he churns out this garbage. Like, it is breathtaking. I don't think, like, he's like producing shit at like Stephen King levels. And when you produce shit at Stephen King levels of quality, you get Stephen King level of quality, which is to say, it's all kind of weird and bad. So My Civil Blood Betrayed, new double bumper size shrapnel, new casts for the Hunchback, so you get your swaybacks. Oh boy, it's weird that they stuck this, that they buried this at the end of Pride Month. That's not very prideful of them. Queer Tales from the Magistracy. But I wasn't saying yuck to the Queer Tales. I was saying yuck to the fact that I can't pronounce Magistracy. On that one that Rusty attacking, any comments? Yeah, it's funny how that works. It's really funny how that works. So, but yeah, I thought they had to take a year off last year because the Pride Anthology, two of the people coordinating it couldn't figure out where cockpit glass was on a mech, and they spazzed out at each other and basically killed the project. So maybe this is their first year. This is their year back. I don't know. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Yeah, it really does be like that. Yeah, it's pretty shocking, but it's weird. They don't talk very much about Pride stuff. It was like they get this little thing, and then that's it. And oh hey, Daniel Eisberner. He's a German author that said everybody that goes on Hell Memory Corps Discord is a Nazi, which is funny. That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, Daniel Eisberner is like, oh, you guys are all Nazis. Really, Daniel? What was your grandpappy doing between the years of 1936 and 1945? You don't have to answer that. And then we've got patch fixes for MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, Dead Game LOL, MechWarrior Online's June patch. Well, I don't know. Let's see. MechWarrior Steam charts. MechWarrior Online. Woof. 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 Ouch. All-time peak. Whew. That's crazy work. That's crazy, dog. It's 10-year. It's all-time. So the all-time peak Oh, let's see. Let's go all. No, that is the all-time peak. Oh my God. Only 4,111 players all time. How is this game still going on? Why are they still producing content for it? I don't understand. It's weird. So, the guard tower. Yeah. I found my dad's old army helmet. It's got lightning bolts on the side. I think he was an electrician. Oh boy, boy. 45 German aircraft. Worst mechanic German. Oh my God. And Megamech adds Frankenmechs. Yay. I will say one thing about. Oh God, don't even mention Marathon. Or maybe we can mention Marathon. Let's see. Since I've still got Marathon. I can spell Marathon. Let's see, Marathon. All-time peak 70. Oof, that's brutal. That's a brutal loss, and that's been out since March. That's oof. Yeah. This one's doing numbers on everybody. It's doing numbers on everybody. I will give, we call balls and strikes on this channel, so I will give CGL some credit. They haven't actively pursued and tried to shut down Megamech. So unlike GW going after TT Tabletop Simulator, which is like, that's gross. I think, yeah, this is some sort of copy pasta from r/BattleTech, which we can probably do without. Yep, who cares? Yep, who cares? Yep, who cares? Future of MechWarrior. Apocalyptic. Whether you make a successful game or not, everyone is getting laid off. MechWarrior developer PGI is no exception, having suffered several rounds of layoffs that have reduced its overall workforce to a mere fraction of what it was leading up to the release of MechWarrior 5 Clans. So, yeah, a big yet. They haven't gone after TTS or anything yet. That's crazy. I wonder how much they're paying for the license to Microsoft for MechWarrior. I'm really curious because MechWarrior, or what is it? Microsoft owns the rights to MechWarrior video games. That's why it's called MechWarrior, not BattleTech. So I really wonder. I really wonder what the I really wonder how they continue to afford the license year over year, or how long they have the license. Oh, do they? Oh God. So who knows? Fucking Microsoft has been like, oh, you produced a really great game, we're gonna shut you down. Oh, you made one bad game, we're gonna shut you down. It's like they have just been taking a hatchet to these game studios. It's like they buy these game studios, so they either perform high or low, or they don't get a chance to put out anything, and then either way they just axe them, which is like, that's an interesting business strategy, Microsoft. What's that called? So I don't know. So it's interesting. And then Big Red 40K says it's time to bring back Mech Commander. Fun story. I had a friend who was at one of the Kerensky cons, one of the last Kerensky cons for the big Kerensky backers for MechWarrior Mercenaries. Yeah, the one that I got kicked from, the MechWarrior Mercenaries, the one that I got kicked from. And he said that Big Red went into, allegedly, I'm going to put a big allegedly on the front end of this. Allegedly, he went into the bathroom, the hotel bathroom that's in the foyer, took a giant dump, stunk up the entire foyer area, and then walked out without washing his hands. So, I'm not going to take advice from somebody with shitty hands about what Battletech should or should not be, allegedly not washing his hands. So, Jaguar Gothic, who cares? San Antonio gets a community site, good for them. Outreach, long form reads, new outreach fanzine. Themes is Pirate Point, owing to the fact that both fans. Star League Discord. No, thank you. Oh, Star League Discord, that one where they like to dox people? Well, it's weird. It's like Big Red couldn't make it, couldn't hack it as a 40K content creator, so he glommed on to CGL early as they were kind of up on the upside of the roller coaster before it started going downhill, and now he's tethered to him for good or ill, which, live by the sword, die by the sword, I guess. All right. I think Texas is going to be fine. I don't think Texas. I think whatever happens with BattleTech, I think Texas is going to be okay. So I think he's going to be a-okay. He's one of those guys that, like, he's most well known for his BattleTech content, but at the same time, like, he does his Space Station 13 stuff, he does his Black Pants Legion stuff, he does so much more stuff than BattleTech. Like, I was subscribed to his YouTube channel for a really long time. I didn't care for any of the Space Station 13 stuff because that was just like too esoteric and autistic for me, which is a big thing for somebody that's a BattleTech fan to say. I don't think they did. Yeah, Tex Talks, Sabica, Tex Talks BattleTech. Here, give me 1 second here. YouTube. Tex Talks. Oh. I mean, here, well, yeah, I mean, he's uploading stuff. It's uploading stuff like this was a day ago, so he's turning out content. Jesus Christ, look at this guy, he's an animal. Yeah, no, he's still knocking around. He's still doing his stuff. He's still doing his Black BPL stuff. So I think he's doing all right. Probably. He hasn't done anything live for like 6 months, but that could be, life shit. So. $30.62. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty much out of stuff to say tonight. So again, always thank you guys. Thank everybody I want to thank you guys for coming out and sitting with me and listening to me jabber on about this stuff. You guys showing up really encourages me to keep on pushing and make good content for you guys. As far as this live stream goes, I'm going